All right, what were we talking about?
Well, do we want to slide into the same subject, or do we want to change?
Well, let's get my thing out of the way that I was.
So in the first hour, we were talking about the Infinity War trailer, which is the third Avengers movie that's going to be coming out.
And then I guess we talked about what we thought the plot might be.
Yeah, we talked about what the plot might be, and then we started talking about perspective plot for the fourth Avengers movie. This is supposed to be very tied to the third one, although not a direct...
I mean, it used to be. Didn't they, marathon film it, part 1, part 2?
Yes, they... Yeah. It used to be called Avengers Infinity War Part 1, and then Avengers Infinity War.
So, before our show, we were talking about watch a movie every week.
Oh.
What was that?
There's a thread going around that if you watch one Marvel movie a week, starting in January 2018, then by the time you have watched them all, it will be the premiere week for Infinity War.
Oh, I can definitely guarantee you it won't. I could watch all of them in a week.
Okay, but that's not what it's saying.
It says watch one a week.
Oh, okay. Yes. I did not hear that part at all. Not
if you try to watch them.
Okay.
Them all in between now and then.
Gotcha.
It will be.
One a week. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Preferably in order, probably.
Yeah.
So start with Ang Lee's Hulk.
No, you don't. You do not.
No.
You start with Iron Man.
Yeah.
No.
This is saying starting with...
I know what it's saying.
Oh, okay.
I know what it's saying.
Okay, as long as you know.
I'm still pushing Ang Lee Hulk.
I don't know why.
Because now that I've started, I can't give it up now.
I mean, if you're going to push anything that's non-MCU, you should push...
Lou Ferrigno Hulk, you're right.
Bring
back Lou Ferrigno.
No, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yes, thank you, Tim.
Bring back Andrew Garfield.
Okay. All right. Jake was going to say something.
Anyway, so we started talking about the perspective for Avengers 4, and I said that it could be likely that it would be Secret Wars.
Although nobody knows what it's titled.
Yeah,
it's just untitled Avengers 4.
True.
Well,
yeah, and I think that they're doing that to keep it a secret. I mean, obviously, but just because it gives some sort of credence to the ending of Infinity War.
The title itself is a spoiler, I think somebody said. I can't remember who. Maybe it was a Russo brother. Maybe it was a producer. Who knows?
So, but recently, Jake has some news here.
Fox is apparently... Fox favorites Disney as the purchaser for the studio and media assets. So that... And apparently those are valued at about $60 billion with a B, US dollars.
But don't worry, Disney can afford it.
Disney can definitely afford it.
Yeah.
In case you were worried about this multinational conglomerate.
Can we see how much they purchased Star Wars for?
Oh, and all the stuff. I will Google that if you'd like to continue talking.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they were to do Secret Wars for the fourth Avengers movie, I think there would be a very easy way to bring in Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
So since you're saying that, there's this YouTuber, Comic Book Cast.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just one person, but he was discussing how you could bring in those people, and he was saying, the first one was very confusing, but essentially saying, at the end of Avengers 3, or so Infinity War, they would use the Cosmic Cube to change the history. So it would be then it would be Logan would be, he would be one of the Howling Commandos,
right.
but kind of hidden, kind of low character.
He was that guy with the sweet mustache
that
we never saw again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so George Lucas, how much do you think he sold?
I want to say
LucasArts and Star Wars rights to Disney for.
Having little experience.
Keeping in mind it's in 2012 dollars.
So having little experience with Lucasfilms net worth, I'm gonna say $6 billion.
Okay.
No, much more than that.
Really?
Okay, throw out a number. Throw out a wild top out number.
Hold on. Let's go
6 billion.
90
maybe.
billion.
90 billion.
All right, Cody says 90 billion.
Disney paid $4 billion
Damn it.
for Lucasfilm
Wow, I was
in
good.
2012,
All right.
and is looking at an $8 billion profit just from Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Oh, wow.
So they doubled their money immediately.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. It's probably the 60 billion that was putting my number up there.
I mean, yeah, because Lucasfilm, as much as it has like all the studios and stuff, it only has like the one
Right.
kind of studio,
Mhm.
and then Fox has a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
So
I get that.
it makes sense. And
I remember when that report came out in like 6 billion, or wait, what was it?
4 billion.
4 billion just seemed like so much money.
It still seems like a lot of money. I know it exists, but it seems
you can't
intangible.
picture it.
Yeah,
Like, what's that thing where like a person next to like a pallet of money as tall as them, $1 billion would be like a warehouse full of those pallets.
Yeah.
And
And so
that's
then,
an
like,
infographic
6
I gotta find
warehouses
now.
or 4 warehouses is 4 billion.
Yeah, it's just 4 big old warehouses.
yeah. Of height-sized stacks of cash.
Yeah,
And
it's
So I remember being disillusioned with them, showing the picture of the guy standing next to $1 million, and it's just a little pile on the floor. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but billions of dollars.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, really.
Oh no, okay. So $1 billion is 10 crates of $100 bills. So a crate is apparently about half of your height, and then if they're $100 bills stacked, it's probably into $10,000.
Increments.
Yeah,
Mhm.
stacked on a pallet into a crate size. If you had 10 of those, then you would have $1 billion.
Okay.
So 10 crates, okay.
And then if you had 1 trillion, that's more.
Yeah. But no,
Many, many more.
really we'd have, okay, so like 40
So yeah, if you had
40 crates for Star Wars. I feel like you're like haggling at this point. Like 40 crates for Star Wars.
yeah. Oh no,
There's
okay,
4
yeah, because a
crates.
trillion is that many.
All right, 40.
It's that big thing at the bottom.
Okay.
So we're still a ways off. from
Yeah.
Wait, what is that again?
This is the infographic, and the trillion is down at the bottom.
Okay.
We'll probably find. Should we find like a higher res version of this and then post this on the page?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
we're just talking about this
uh-huh.
picture now.
yeah.
Might as well post it on Instagram as well.
Yeah, we just gotta find a higher res version than this.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah. I mean,
off of the relative size of money. I mean, if you did that in yen, that'd be so much.
yeah.
So not off the relative size of money.
Well, now
Now
we can
off.
go back on.
Yeah. Anyway, so I mean, I think it would be interesting to see them bring in the Fox Marvel properties
So,
under the wing.
I am really a fan of the idea, and this might confuse a lot more people though. It'd be just as confusing as like the X-Men stuff, that timeline. But having them, the cosmic cube changed history, or they changed reality, and they were there all along. But it's like we have to bring you up to speed now.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, I can see how that's very confusing, but also, like, I would not mind that one bit if they did something like that.
I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be tough to see, like, if they do it, how they do it.
Mhm.
But I mean, yeah, as much as you guys are like hyped up for this, I mean,
Mhm.
if you like the slightly darker X-Men movies, or you like an R-rated Deadpool, or anything like that, then you're gonna be missing out if this deal goes through.
I
Because
mean-
you're definitely not gonna get any more R-rated anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, like, granted, part of me feels like that could change. Like, I mean, they still like money.
Why would Disney change for us when we can change for Disney?
Mm. Yeah, it's tough. Like, I mean, watch the first Deadpool movie that's PG-13 go down the toilet, though.
I mean, we kind of already did that with X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Okay.
So,
It's got-
question.
The title's still a mess.
So, the Netflix shows, those shows are TVMA.
They are.
Aren't they also under the umbrella of Disney? So it shows that.
Well, yeah, but they have no connection except tangential connections to the main DC universe.
Or Marvel.
Or yeah, the main Marvel universe. My mistake.
Okay.
And then they are all produced by like Netflix more than they are by Disney. Like Disney said, here are these properties. Netflix make these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, I mean,
So maybe they could make a Deadpool Netflix show.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I mean, they made Hitman's Bodyguard with Ryan Reynolds, which is apparently a Netflix original. Just for some reason, like I don't know why. Because the way I saw it, it was the Netflix logo on it, so obviously it had.
Did you watch it on Netflix?
No, but it hasn't come on Netflix yet. But anyway, so they had Ryan Reynolds on there, so I imagine, I'm sure they could do that.
I mean, I know that Ryan Reynolds will stay as Deadpool no matter who owns him, so to speak, because he loves playing Deadpool.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know if I'd say it like that, Cody.
but
No matter who owns him? Jeez.
I mean, you know what I mean.
I guess, but still, though.
But I think that Netflix would be that company that would be able to continue the Deadpool franchise.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know if it would. They might make a Netflix original movie. I'm not sure if it.
That could be it.
I'm not sure if it would work as a TV show though.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to see, because it's. I mean, Netflix TV shows have already had the problem of like kind of poor pacing, especially getting stretched out over 12 episodes, and if you
they're being stretched out over only 12 episodes.
12 or 13, like they.
Wow.
Except they established the big. They move much faster.
Yeah.
Than a standard TV show, which has like 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to like shell out to sponsors or anything. They just have to like have a show and do stuff.
Yeah, we're online. We can avoid retailer pricing.
Kind of exactly, I guess. I don't know what you're trying to say there, but yeah. So they move faster, so it doesn't make sense that they end up getting stretched out over 12 episodes. But it does happen. Like Iron Fist got stretched out. The end of Luke Cage got stretched out a whole lot.
Okay.
And then the Defenders kind of hit a sweet spot with 8 episodes, and that was good. And then the Punisher, when that came out, that also hit the thing where it had kind of a bunch of subplots that didn't go anywhere until they hit the main plot, and then they got resolved immediately. So all our time in the previous like 4 episodes were wasted.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. So that had kind of a pacing issue as well. And if you put that pacing issue with the kind of Deadpool humor, which doesn't work for everybody, and if you had to stretch that over like 12 episodes, then that wouldn't go super well, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I mostly agree with you, Jake, that, the pacing.
I mean, yeah, Deadpool works at a real eclectic pace. And if you like slowed him down to put him over 12 episodes, I don't think it would work.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe try for a more dramatic Deadpool. Like, I mean, they've done good stories with him.
Yeah.
Like, see the original Marvel Now storyline. I could see that actually being turned into a TV show pretty easily.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't see it as a distinctly Deadpool story. Like, it only works with Deadpool in there. I think it works with any. It doesn't feel to me like it's a strong Deadpool story. It's just a strong story. Kind of regardless of whether or not Deadpool is there.
I mean, I guess, and like you know, I'm talking about the one with like his daughter and the dead presidents
the secret
and stuff.
daughter.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, you know, it's cool to find out more about that. Granted, it would change his history from the way that Fox has established his history too.
I mean, but that isn't the part that like all the cosplayers and the people who like Deadpool without liking the comics, like that's not the Deadpool that they like. And so it may not do as well.
You're saying that the comic Deadpool is not the comic they like.
There's canon Deadpool and there's fanon Deadpool.
Oh,
and people
that's some interesting wordage.
Listen, this isn't my first time around this block.
Yeah.
So what is fanon?
Fanon is like what the fans want Deadpool to be, and ignore some of the things that are going on in comics now, where he's now a villain as a result not a Secret Wars, but of
Secret Empire.
Secret Empire.
Yeah.
He's now a villain again, and so Canon Deadpool is a villain and is not liked by the heroes, but Fanon Deadpool is liked by everybody. Everybody loves him. He's just a fourth wall breaker. He's got the cancer and the jokes.
Wow. Okay.
And ignores the developments of the comics.
So is that more similar to the movie Deadpool?
I mean, I'd say so.
That is a more Fanon Deadpool than a canon Deadpool, but that's only because they don't have the rights to any like Marvel comic stories or anything. So they have to kind of write their own.
All right.
Yeah, and of course, you know, it was fan power that brought the movie to the screen, so you might as well give them their interpretation. Yeah, you see that also with Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Harley Quinn and also kind of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Where...
As in the Ben Affleck Batman?
Or just in... No,
just like Batman in general. Like in some takes, he's a little more... he's a little more... like almost a metahuman in what he does than like just peak human ability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so that's where it kind of comes in, where it's Fanon versus canon.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I wanted to talk about this, but I didn't have enough research, so maybe I'll talk about it more in depth on a different episode. But recently they started doing a White Knight storyline where Joker gets cured, and it turns out that there's 2 Harley Quinns.
Yep.
We never knew.
From what I've seen from that story, I like it because it's a much more, I think, closer to canon Batman, because he's like ridiculously brutal, and it talks about how like the GCPD is like not exactly openly, but not exactly behind closed doors, supporting the Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
Even though he's a criminal technically.
Definitely. Yeah. Like I mean, I think about that often. I'm like, why does the police support Batman?
And at the same time, he may be as mentally ill as people like the Joker. So I liked that, but I haven't read the story.
Okay.
I like the premise, and I may just be like building this up in my head. So
yeah, you definitely are, Jake.
Well, say, you know, that's the Fanon versus canon. That's what do you do?
But it was just interesting that Harley Quinn, like there's the like
there's like the closer to movie version of Harley Quinn,
right,
and then there's the closer to the animated series Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
from the screen grab that I saw.
Yeah, that's basically that's what it comes down to, is like somebody who's like scantily clad and like kind of like Deadpool, fourth wall breaking.
Oh, the Margot Robbie type.
Yeah, Margot Robbie type. And then there's the full body suit and more dedicated to Joker.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Thanks for your input, Dale.
I don't like. Obviously, what my first experience with introduction to Harley Quinn is through the TV show, and she is definitely more dedicated to Joker. So, like, as for like a comic fan, I would definitely want that stick with Joker. But then I think of like the political climate that we are in. Would that allow for a movie like that?
Oh, okay. So you're kind of talking about like all of the sexual harassment allegations and stuff like that.
Not necessarily just that, but like society
with
today.
Women just being more independent.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on when in the timeline, kind of, and what kind of character we're getting. Because if it's like an early Joker, early Quinn relationship that we kind of saw in Suicide Squad, then it is almost an actual loving relationship. But then as it goes on, the abuses become more and more clear, and the kind of the domestic part gets farther and farther away. And that's a big part of Harley Quinn's journey as a character, is learning that Joker is actually really bad for her and really bad for everybody. And so that's where she goes and she joins up with Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Yeah, but then it's still unclear to me, and that's why, I mean, now we are talking about it, but I'm not clear where one Harley starts and another also starts.
I mean, that was a thing in it was back when Joker had his face stapled on. there was
Fun fact: there was a time when Joker got his face cut off, and then
well,
he
like was
reapplied
allowed it to be cut off, and then
Yes.
kind of like just kind of pinned back in place.
Yeah.
So like, also if anyone's seen Gotham season 3,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of what happens.
that happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I recently rewatched Gotham, or watched it for the first time, Gotham season 3, so it was pretty
Okay.
good. Anyway, wasn't there a part where he like recaptured Harley Quinn even though she was somewhat independent, and like locked her up in a kind of dungeon where there were a bunch of these other skeletons dressed up in Harley Quinn get-ups?
That is really weird.
It's like, oh yeah, you're not the first Harley Quinn, but you're
Okay.
not gonna be the last either.
Oh man, that's weird. I didn't remember that.
Like the panel sticks out in my head, but I don't know what comic it's from, other than like he's wearing like the plumber Joe suit, the boiler
I
suit,
mean,
and it's got the face pinned in.
I remember the part where like basically she wears the red hood. Costume.
Yeah.
Not Red Hood as in Jason Todd.
But Joker
Before
He was
Joker's
Joker.
accident.
Yeah. Allegedly, if that is the origin we're going with.
Yes, which I mean, like, granted, there's 3 Jokers, so it's probably
It's one of
them.
them. Yeah. Man.
So
Jeez.
3 Joker, like the canon Joker, the Phantom
Nope.
Joker. No.
There's the like the early '40s Joker where he was just kind of a thief.
Mm-hmm.
There's like if I remember correctly, the timeline. There's like the mid kind of 2000s Joker where he was just like a psychopath anarchist, almost a Heath Ledger type.
Okay.
And then there's like the Endgame Joker where he's like immortal, I guess.
Yes.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a story I
Yeah.
just heard about. Okay.
And is just kind of fighting around. It's like, you and me, Batman, same side of the same coin, or the opposite sides of the same coin, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's more obsessed with Batman.
Yeah. Almost like Reverse Flashes now. Have you seen that panel where it's
No,
like,
I haven't.
oh yeah, it's the Flash, Barry Allen, I believe, fighting Eobard Thawne. Is like, you're wrecking my wedding, you're ruining my life, you kicked my dog down the stairs, blah 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 blah.
Wow. Okay.
Why do you keep coming? Why do you keep fighting me all the time? And it's like, it's the only way you'll spend time with me.
I hope that's not what he said.
Well, it didn't sound like that, but I mean, that is what he said. It's like, it's the only way you'll
Wow.
spend
That
time
is...
with me. Because he just got like the pulp beaten out of him.
Plot twist. He's his father.
From the future?
Yes.
Even though we already know Barry Allen's dad and his mom?
I didn't say it was a good plot twist. It was only meant for comedic effect.
Listen, I'm still sticking with my he's a father plot twist. But we won't talk about it right now.
What?
It's the Black Lightning Static Shock one.
Oh.
Come on, Cody.
I don't know this.
Yeah, you don't, and we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, the multiple Jokers, right? Yeah. So anyway, we got three Jokers, 2 Harley Quinns, and a Batman.
One.
Pear tree?
Yes.
All right, so
Wow.
I'm glad yep, you got there.